from Germany in order to improve the education quality in the country and attract international students. Good afternoon, Masombo. Take us up to speed on what is happening in Nyeri.
Well, good afternoon, Aseto, and like I had informed you earlier, that this training is aimed at internationalization of African universities, and actually it's just giving them an international outlook. And if I got it right from the organizers, is that they want African universities to get to the standards of universities like Oxford University or even Harvard University. But right now, I'll be speaking to Dr. Bridget, who is from Germany, right? Yeah, even you can introduce the organization or the university that you have come from and what informed this particular initiative.
Yeah, thank you. I'm Birgit Braden-Läufer, and I'm the director of the international office of the Leibniz University in Hannover. And we have been conducting a training course on management of internationalization for the last 10 years, together with our partners from DeKUT and DeKUT here in Kenya. And this is a training course especially for people working at the universities worldwide in the sense of internationalization. This can people be from faculties or administration like international offices. And we are training then on skills, how to improve the management structures or to do project work to improve the internationalization of their home universities, do project work. And it's mostly about implementing internationalization strategy or doing really concrete projects about how to improve the number of students who go out abroad to a foreign country and study over there and come back, or even to attract more foreign students to your own university, or to improve your research, your international research, the intercultural understanding of each other. And this is a really important point of our training course also, to improve the intercultural understanding of each other. Because we are here now in Africa for our regional workshop for African universities. There are 10 participants from 10 different African countries, from Ethiopia to Ghana to South Africa and everything in between. But we also have a batch of people from Latin American countries and Asian countries. So, and we all meet together in Hannover, in Germany, so that the participants from Latin America, Asia, and Africa also learn from each other and start networking. Because I think networking is so important to get contact to all over the world and exchange ideas and improve together.
Thank you so much. That is Dr. Bridget. Briefly, let me engage Professor Esther here, the DVC here at the Dedan Kimathi University. I know that universities, even DeKUT, you have had an exchange program among you universities, especially in the East African region. But how significant is this training to you as the management of the universities?
Okay, thank you very much. As the Dedan Kimathi University of Technology, this workshop is very important to us because as a University of Technology, we need exchange programs because as a university, we need to exchange in terms of research programs, collaborations, new technologies, because everything has gone global. So even when the university global ranking is done, it is based on the kind of work that you are doing, and it also improves the quality of the programs that we are offering. Yes.
All right, thank you so much. That is the Professor Esther. Let me briefly engage Professor John Wesonga here from Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. Perhaps, Prof, what is it that you have learned so far?
I think through this training we have learned that it is important that we have structures and systems in place that can support internationalization. It can support the student engagement. There are certain special needs of international students, those coming from outside, or our students that we send out. So we need to be able to put in place structures that can support them. We need to be able to prepare them. For example, if students are going out, they need to be prepared so that at least they can be able to fit into the new situation that they face themselves in. And that improves their learning outcomes if they travel out or if we get international students. So these are some of the key learning lessons that we get from the training.
All right. Thank you, Professor Wesonga. With me also I have Dr. Anne from DeKUT. And from your perspective, what do you think has been the stumbling block when it comes to giving African universities that international outlook?
Yeah, thank you very much. Some of the challenges we have had in the international offices, for instance, the immigration policies, support from the government in terms of immigration policies. We have a big problem when we're trying to renew people's passes for the international students who are studying here. For the international staff, getting their work permits renewed is one of the challenges. So one of the stumbling blocks is that lack of adequate support from the government in terms of clear policies or some of the supporting structures, so that when the students come or staff, they have a smooth experience here in the country. So those are some of the stumbling blocks. Lack of a clear policy. Yeah.
Lack of a clear policy and support from the government. That's what you say. Lastly, let me speak to Dr. Maulid from Open University of Tanzania. Perhaps, Prof, even as you look at the camera, do you think all that we are trying to do here is achievable as a continent?
Yes, what I think we've learned from the beginning of this workshop, and actually it was started in Hannover, Germany, and this is the second session. The first session was done at DeKUT. It was from 26 to 27, and this is the second session. Actually, what we've learned a lot in terms of concrete experiences, because we've been able to exchange some of the experiences from other universities across Africa, and also we've gained a lot from other experiences from our colleagues who are coming from different institutions in Latin America and other countries across the globe. This was done in Germany. So they have actually achieved a lot, because eventually we are going to produce some strategies within the guidelines which are going to be used within our universities. You understand that some of the universities, they have the internationalization strategies, but when it comes to operationalization, implementation of these strategies, it is very hard to implement since we don't have specific guidelines. So we've learned a lot on how we can actually come up with some option strategies on how to build concrete strategy in order to implement and align the national strategies, institutional strategies, policies within our own countries and our own institutions to implement what we've actually learned. So it is very useful and it is very beneficial, and we are going to emulate both experiences learned from our own colleagues who have attended this session, and also we are going to emulate some of the good experiences that we've learned from our other participants who were attended the session in Germany. So once we combine all these experiences, then I think that we'll be able to make sure that we operationalize, we implement all the strategies successfully, and come up with the policies, guidelines as it is intended by this particular workshop.
All right, thank you so much. Of course, that is Dr. Maulid from the Open University of Tanzania, and all other guests whom I have spoken to. And of course, they are just expressing their confidence and, of course, giving assurance that this is something that is achievable. And of course, you have also heard that a lack of support from the government and the policies and proper policies are some of the stumbling blocks that have been preventing African universities from getting that international outlook. But from the if at all they will implement whatever comes out of this workshop here, then of course we are going to see a change in the African universities. Aseto.
Thank you very much, Masumba, as you bring us up to speed. A timely conversation, because we know President William Ruto is also big on our own students going and looking for jobs out there. But now, West African nation